Hello, we're here with another podcast, and this is our team, and we're going to talk about today of the communicative competence in daily lives in the society, and all of this. Here we are with our teammates, Rogelio, Gianmarco, David, and Mia Sofia. Uh, Guys, what do you think about the communicative competence? You, Rogelio.
Yes, hi, Irving. First of all, the communicative competence is in our daily life. Talking about the schools, family, jobs, and this subject can help you in your vocabulary, your spelling. However, this can help you too in the posture, the tone of voice, and the look that we should have when we are going to communicate. Uh, as I said before, this helps us in general on the academic, professional, in the work site, etc. If we approve these methods, we will be a safer person, and our message will be clear to the recipient of the message. That's it.
Yeah, good point. The part of the vocabulary when investigating, you acquire more knowledge and you need to write something. The communication is very important. Good point. And then we go with Gianmarco. What do you think about the competence of communication? Gianmarco, you're muted.
Hello, hello. Yes, some technical problems right there. Yes, how my teammate Roger said, vocabulary can be used in a lot of parts of our lives. Like, and different ways to apply it are like oral ways, writing, and grammatically. Um, and yes, thank you.
Great point, Gianmarco. And what do you think about the communicative competence, David?
Um, I think that it is important because it helps us in the acquisition of different knowledge, not only in the school, in other disciplines, right? It also can help us to communicate what we're feeling or thinking to the people we want them to know. And with this, we create different relationships with people around us. And even if we are not conscious of it, it is present when we are texting, for example, in WhatsApp or in social media. I don't know. In summary, the communicate competence, sorry, is important. It has become essential in our lives.
Yeah, you're right, you're correct. And finally, Mia Sofia, what do you think about the competence of communication?
Well, from my perspective, communicate competence in general. Well, it includes many aspects. Generally, each one of them, it has in different areas, academic, personal, social, and professional, and so on. In a professional environment, we can use a part of what communicate competence entails. For example, when you go to a job interview, the tone of voice, posture, and so on have to be correct because you have to demonstrate a certain professionalism. It's same in the academic area. For the separation in the professional field, you have to demonstrate a certain maturity, commitment, and knowledge, as well as a security. In all areas, you have to use an appropriate vocabulary because let's imagine that you are with your group of friends with whom your way of speaking is very colloquial, and then you're at home with your parents with whom you communicate very seriously, and you speak to them in the same way you communicate with your group of friends. It's incorrect. Because if your parents put a certain limit, it's obvious that there will be consequence. That is what I mean. When communicating, regardless of the contents, you have to keep in mind of these various aspects that contains the communicate competence. It's all. Thank you.
Good points, good points. And you, Benjamin, what do you think about it? And you, Beto, what do you think, Humberto, about the competence communicative? Good points. Well, to summarize this podcast, I would like to give my opinion. And as all of you said, you are correct. It is a way to transmit information, to communicate with others, and it is very important for our society to practice and to make more activities about it, to make it more fluently and make it with better coherence and faster to transmit ideas in less words that can be understandable in different environments. For example, if you write in newspaper, it needs to be formal, but every people for all the ages need to understand it. Or if you're writing comics, um, you need to make it funny, but make it a very um, funny, yeah, thing to read or to write, because communicative competence is writing, reading, and also talking, because talking is also a way to communicate.
Well, from my point of view, I've always thought that writing is a way to talk through a paper. Without writing, our society couldn't even exist. I mean, just think about it. How would our lives be? Writing will we gives us the opportunity to learn from the past, so as not to make the same mistakes our ancestors did. But why is writing really important? Well, I think writing is important because it's a way to express ideas and feelings. Yeah, but what really makes it more important is that writing lets us learn throughout every stage of our lives. For example, when taking a job, we use writing. When doing homework, we use writing. We use writing almost in everything. So, in my personal conclusion, I think that writing is everything: the beginning and the end, the future and the past. Writing represents the constant evolution of our society through time, and also writing will let future generations learn how we live nowadays. Therefore, writing is very important in our society. Thank you.
Thank you for hearing this podcast and see you later. Thank you.
My opinion about communicative competence has to do with our environment. When talking about communicating, we refer to express a message. And I would like to focus my conclusion or opinion on the meaning of sending out a message. You see, I like to think that everyone always has something to say, but many times don't have the courage to step up at the challenge. Writing has been one of the most useful tools of communicating since there exist many possible ways of using these tools, which people used to tell anonymously for security reasons. Oral communication is the simple form since it is the first one we learn and that is teach to us. Think about a song and how the author expressing himself, like his tone, the lyrics, and obviously the support of the visuals so that we can understand the message in a clear way. All of this to comprehend